Hey guys, it's James and I'm back with another evaluation video. Today we are looking at MMM, or in other words 3M. Let's take a look at 3M's website and just take a look around and kind of see what brands 3M is giving us. So over on 3M's website, their tagline is Science Applied to Life. So when you think of 3M, think mainly of adhesives. So you come down and click, after you click on their brands tab, come down for their products for consumers. These are going to be the brands that you are most suited to be able to come across. So you think command strips, the strips that you put behind pictures to be able to not have to put a hole in your wall. Think post-it notes, think Scotch tape, think Scotch painter's tape, think Scotch Guard, or even Scotch Brite. So those are just some of the brand names that you're probably familiar with when you think of 3M. So let's go ahead and see what we can get for 3M. We're going to evaluate 3M using the discounted cash flow model, Graham's model, and the dividend discount model. So first off, when we do the discounted cash flow model, we need the previous 10 years of free cash flow. Now, if you want to follow along with this calculator is available over on my Patreon, link in the description. So taking a look at their free cash flow numbers and taking a look at their 10-year free cash flow chart, it does look like they are trending in the upward direction. So, but this is actually a very interesting evaluation for this stock, and more on that here at the end. But this is an interesting stock to evaluate. But moving on with the DCF model, perpetual growth rate 1.5%, discount rate 8%, total cash and total debt on hand. Where do you find that? Over on Seeking Alpha, type in 3M, $126.99. Come down on their valuation tab. On their valuation tab, you can find their cash and total debt numbers. Over on actually on macro trends is where I found these right here. You type in 3M free cash flow numbers, come down here, and they have the numbers for about 13-14 years in a row. And then perpetual growth rate and discount rate. Perpetual growth rate is going to be anywhere from about 0.5% to 2.5%. Discount rate is going to be anywhere from about 5 to 8%. That gives us a discounted cash flow model of about $209. Moving on to Graham's model, all we need to know is the growth rate and the AAA corporate bond rate. Analysts are projecting a 6% growth rate for 3M. And the AAA corporate bond rate can be found by just quickly Googling it. And today it's around 4.5%. That gives us a Graham's valuation of $145. The dividend discount model, you need 4 things for this. The dividend payout, 5-year dividend growth rate, the risk-free rate, which is simply the 10-year bond yield, and the return of the market. Where do we find these 2 things? Coming back over to Seeking Alpha for 3M on their dividends tab, sub-tab dividend scorecard. Coming down here, we see their dividend summary. Annual payout, $5.96. 5-year growth rate, 4.86%, and their dividend growth of 64 years. So that is their dividend payout and their 5-year dividend growth, 4.86%. Risk-free rate, or the 10-year bond yield, 3.5%. And return of the market, we're going to choose 8% for the purposes of this video. Coming over here, here's all the valuations for each of these valuation models. And we're going to start at a 25% margin of safety. The current 3M price is $126.99. We click go. We come with a final valuation of $135.68, giving us a buy signal for 3M. Now this one is a little tricky. I'm going to keep this in the back of my pocket on my watch list. They currently have their analysts are expecting around 300,000 lawsuits against 3M. That is the main reason that this stock is severely undervalued right now. It might seem that with all these free cash flow numbers, the dividend payout, the 64-year dividend growth rate, it seems that this stock is severely undervalued. And with a quick Google search, you find very quickly why the 3M stock is falling, and it has not come up to its current valuation. according to its free cash flow numbers. It says on January 27th, 3M lost $110 million in a verdict on one of its ongoing lawsuits over defective earplugs. It's saying that the market dumped the stock as it feared how high 3M's litigation risks could eventually be, given the roughly 300,000 lawsuits against it involving just the earplugs. 3M has several other lawsuits, including allegations of contaminating drinking water. Analysts are foreseeing a multi-billion-dollar, even a possible trillion-dollar payout for the various lawsuits that they have. So that is one of the main reasons that 3M has continued to tank with such high free cash flow numbers. So this is definitely one to keep in the back of your pocket. If you start to see, and a lot of times lawsuits can take a few years to work themselves out, maybe even as long as 5 years or even longer. If you start to see that these lawsuits are being settled and you feel comfortable, and you start to see that 3M is starting to make a turnaround, this is definitely a stock to go after, as it is severely undervalued for the amount of cash flow and the amount of dividends it is producing for its shareholders, with a 25% margin of safety. And for most of these stocks, I like to choose a 15% margin of safety. I'll evaluate them anywhere from 15 to 25%. As I feel 15% and lower is maybe for a longer term investing horizon, 20, 25 years plus. Anything 20% margin of safety and higher is maybe a midterm or mid-range in investing time horizon. But for the purposes of my watch list, I'm doing 15% margin of safety. So we're going to do $153.78. Bring that over on my watch list, $153.78, and evaluated 12/3/22. So there we have it. We do have the valuation with the cash flows giving us taking a look at this stock, where all the other ones we have are overpriced. But we do have our analysts' ratings. We're scraping from the web into our workbook what analysts are rating this stock at, and they're actually rating it as a sell in the red. So, and that again, that is what we explained as our the lawsuits coming against 3M. So 3M is definitely a stock to take a look at once you see that the lawsuits are starting to clear up. So with that, let me know what you thought of the video. Hit that like button, head down to the comments, leave a comment. You can purchase this spreadsheet over on Patreon. And with that, thanks for watching.